Hello, friends. I hope you're out wandering through nature, exploring the natural world around you. Do you enjoy writing about your wanderings? Nature journaling is an awesome, fun way to remember all the adventures you have taken and how you felt during those journeys. If you're looking for some beautiful journals to keep track of all your wanderings, I have several available on Amazon, including some guided journals for children. Start your journey in journaling by clicking on the link in the show notes. Keep exploring the nature around you and keep journaling all your wanderings. Hey friends, Paul here. Happy New Year. Hope everyone had a great holiday season, great Christmas. And hopefully you stayed at least semi-sober for the New Year. I'm not a big New Year's person. Yeah, New Year's Eve, I usually just stay home. My wife and I, we're not into the big New Year's Eve parties. We get invited to some now and then, but it's just, we'd rather just stay home, celebrate on our own, just stay up till midnight and then head to bed right away. Maybe have a glass of wine, maybe a mixed drink, who knows. But yeah, not into the big celebrating. But if you are, hopefully you're not hungover listening to this. Yeah. Anyhow, I'd like to thank everyone for this past year listening. We're into a new year, and hopefully we can do some fun new things in the new year. I always like to use my first episode of the year as kind of a reminder to everyone to get out and explore nature, to better themselves in the new year, at least better their connection with the natural world. Right now I am out hiking. It is pretty nice winter day. The sun is actually shining. It is a little windy. You may hear the wind in the background. I'm at Chestnut Ridge Park. A little bit of snow on the ground, so I'm not off on the trails. Normally I would be even in the snow, but today I decided just to take it easy. Do a nice quiet hike along the roads, the plowed roads, a little bit easier. And it's so peaceful out here anyhow, so. But today, I always like to, as I do every New Year's, is just reflect on the past year and think about the things I would like to get accomplished in the new year. Not New Year's resolutions. I don't know if you remember, I've talked about it before, probably last New Year's. I don't make New Year's resolutions. When I was younger, I used to make New Year's resolutions. All my friends were like, oh, what's your New Year's resolution? And I would always come up with something that I wanted to do. And did I accomplish it? 99% of the time, no. I tried, but New Year's resolutions, in my opinion, got to be the point where, they're just made to be broken. So what I did is many years ago when I was younger, probably like 18, 19, somewhere around there, I decided I made a New Year's resolution, and it was the only one that really stuck, and that was to never again make a New Year's resolution. So it's still, to this day, I don't make New Year's resolutions. And if you're one of those people that makes New Year's resolutions, all the power to you. I hope you stick to them. But I kind of feel that instead of making New Year's resolutions, to me this is a great time instead to just reflect on the past year and kind of come up with things I'd like to accomplish. Not resolutions that I need to get done, but no, stuff I'd like to maybe change in the new year. I think last year was great. I had a great year. I got to travel a little bit. I got to see some new places, new countries. Made me realize when we went to England that I really don't like cities. I'm not a city person. I'm a country person. I like being out in nature. So, but I got to see all these new places, and it was kind of nice. Got to spend lots of time with the family. I got to spend some time with friends, got to try some new adventures. So yeah, it was a good year, health-wise, of course, it was great. I just keep myself healthy, as you know, I always talk about it, spending time in nature, taking care of yourself, eating healthy foods, that's how you stay healthy. And so I'm not going to preach on that today. I will have some episodes in the future about it. As you know, I have done some episodes before also. Today's more of a day of just thinking about how I would like to do more in the new year, do some new things, maybe make, whoa, a little slick there, almost fell and killed myself now. A little ice on the road here. But I'd always like to make the podcast even better, so that's always a goal of mine every year. Maybe get out and do some more, or do any public programs, whatever I feel that you want me to do. So I always consider it your podcast. Hear the crows calling. So I always want your opinion on what you'd like to hear. So don't forget, you can always drop me a DM, send me an email, whatever, or if you see me in person, stop me on the trail and just talk to me about what you'd like to hear, what the future looks like for you as far as the podcast goes. But this year, I'd like to get out and do more hiking. Unfortunately, we moved into, I shouldn't say unfortunately, but unfortunately I didn't have time, put it that way. I didn't have a lot of time to do as much hiking as I would have liked. And part of the reason was because we moved into a new house this spring, or summer. It was actually middle of summer. We had to pack up our entire house, move, unload and settle into our new house. And of course, found a lot of issues with the new house after we moved in. So I've been busy getting all that in order, insulating the attic because there was no insulation up there, working on electrical, and just, necessary evils of owning a new house. That's what I like about having a brand new house that I built myself, because our last house, I knew what was in it. I knew it was built well. I knew there was proper insulation. I knew the electrical was good, all because I did it. So it was a busy year anyhow. So I did not have time, unfortunately, to get out and hike as much as I wanted to. I purposely did the 52 hike challenge, which I'll talk about in a second, just to get me out hiking. I did the Western New York hiking challenge just to get me out in the woods. I did get some orienteering maps from the Buffalo Orienteering Club, once again, just to get me out into the woods, force me out there. These are all things I enjoy doing, and it encourages me to get out more. But like I said, I got busy. I did complete the 52 hike challenge. As a matter of fact, I finished it early. I think it was like September that I got all my 52 hikes in. And the orienteering, unfortunately, I only completed one of the 4 maps that I bought, which I wanted to do more, but I, once again, didn't have the time to do them. So that kind of failed there. The Western New York hiking challenge I didn't complete. I did get quite a few points, and they have a point system with it this year. And I did get quite a few points in, not enough to consider it completed, but once again, not enough time. So this year, my goal is to put in more hikes, and I think that should be one of your goals too. It's always great to get out hiking. I can't stress it enough. It's a great way to de-stress your life. If you have a lot of stuff going on like I did this past year, what always made me feel better? Getting out in nature. Like today, getting out and hiking. I'm just out here by myself today. I've run into a lot of joggers and some walkers, dog walkers, but I decided I just wanted to come out here and de-stress on my own. You know, it's been kind of a hectic holiday season this year. We've made it fun. We've made it more de-stressed with my family. My kids and their families, they're all grown up, and the grandkids, they're still young, and they're the ones that we get the gifts for, but everyone else is like, yeah, we're just going to spend time together. We did a scavenger hunt this December, which was a lot of fun. My kids and I were all very competitive. So the scavenger hunt, we went on Goose Chase, and we created a scavenger hunt for Christmas, and you had to find things like a snow globe larger than the smallest member of your group. You had to take a picture of you caroling at someone's door. You had to do all these different things. So it was a lot of fun. It made the holidays more fun and easier, not so stressful. And also, we did a mystery game. Every day we sent out a mystery clue, with Santa having to be replaced this year because he had an accident with his sleigh, and everyone had to figure out who was going to replace Santa, what means of transportation they were going to use. So all these fun things we did. So we did all those things to ease the holidays, you know, make them less stressful, but I just enjoy getting out in nature because that always de-stresses. I can't stress it enough to you. You know, make a point of getting out there and hiking every once in a while. If you can't do it, like I had a busy year, you can't do it every day, that's fine. Get out when you can. But if you're like me, you need to make a point of doing it. You know, I just don't say, oh yeah, I'm just going to go out hiking today. I do that once in a while, but most of the time it's like, yeah, I think I'll go out this Friday, I've got time. Or I think I'll go out this day, I've got time. Let's do a hiking challenge. So here's my challenge to you. Get out and try to hike more. If you're like me and you need incentives, some great things to do, join the 52 Hike Challenge. I'm going to sign up. It's the new year. I'm going to sign up again. See if I can get my 52 hikes in this year. I'm going to try to make them even longer hikes. You only need to do 52 hikes. They have to be at least 1 mile in length. They can be shorter, they can be longer. They don't need to be out on a trail. You can just walk around town, but I recommend doing them all out in nature, out on a trail. It just makes it so much more relaxing, so much more fun. Maybe join a hiking challenge, a different one. The 52 Hike Challenge I like because anyone, anywhere can do it. Okay, it's not just a region like the Western New York Hiking Challenge, which they have their Winter Hiking Challenge starting. So if you're in Western New York, I recommend the Western New York Hiking Challenge. They have the Winter Hiking Challenge starting. A little fewer to do than the regular hiking challenge during the summer, but still gets you out in nature, gets you out hiking. And you can also do orienteering. I like to get the orienteering maps because that gets me out there and off the trail, out exploring places I wouldn't if I was on the trail. So if you live in Western New York, the Buffalo Orienteering Club. If you don't live in Western New York, there's other orienteering clubs, Rochester Orienteering, but there's orienteering clubs all around the country. Maybe you want to join the orienteering club or just do their map hikes like I do. There are some permanent map hikes in Western New York as well. Ones that you don't have to go out and buy a map for. So, Letchworth State Park has one. Right here at Chestnut Ridge, there's a mini one, so if you're just starting with orienteering, this one here is great. It's small, easy to do. You could probably complete it in an hour, maybe 2. The whole thing. I mean, there aren't a lot of markers. It's all one small area. Maybe you want to take up some geocaching. Geocaching is a lot of fun. Gets you out in nature, gets you out exploring nature. And it's kind of like a treasure hunting. I did an episode on it before if you want to dig back in the archives and try to find it. But yeah, get out and hike more. Now, another thing I want to encourage everyone to do this year in 2025, I kind of put it as one of my goals, but it's almost always a goal for me. And that's trying to do my best for nature, my best for the environment. I've been a little lax on my advocacy the past 4 years. I don't want to get political here, but just real brief. We had an administration that was better for the environment than most, not the best. He made mistakes, the administration made mistakes, but this coming 4 years we have an administration moving in who is anti-science, anti-environment. And so it's going to be a little bit tougher this year. So I always encourage everyone, do your own part. You know, whether it's advocacy, writing your senators and congressmen, which I always do, but you can also do your own thing. I am always trying to live a green lifestyle. Always. Do I? Well, I fail sometimes too. I'm one of those people who understands that no one's perfect, including myself. I feel I'm better than most people. You know, I'm always striving to do what I can to improve my footprint, my carbon footprint, my environmental footprint. I'm always trying to do the best I can when it comes to the environment, trying not to pollute, trying not to do things that will harm the environment. But this past year it got a little bit tougher for me. My wife and I built a house of our own many years ago, and we lived in it and improved it for 25 years. And when we did that, we kept doing everything environmentally friendly. We had solar panels, we had a wind turbine, we made sure everything was insulated well, we made sure we had green lighting. I mean, everything in the house, we always strived for environmental friendliness. And now we moved out of that earth-bermed house that it basically had close to a zero footprint. And we moved into a house that was built in the 1970s by a contractor who really didn't give a crap other than making money off of everyone. The insulation was poor, the design was poor, there's a lot less acreage, but we're trying to green the house up as much as we can, but it's not just where you live, it's how you live. I always like to stress that with people. It's how you live. Are you a carnivore? Do you eat meat? If you do, try to avoid red meat, not only for health reasons, but for environmental reasons. The dairy industry, the cattle industry, terrible for the environment. Really bad for the environment. And if you're into animal rights, yeah, well, I'm not going to get into all that, but you know. Yeah, try to go vegetarian at least, or if you can, do like I do. I am mostly vegan. And I say mostly because, once again, not perfect. I strive to be vegan, but I do eat fish, you know, as long as it is not harming the environment and how they were captured. So I'm always careful where I buy my fish. I always read labels. Try to, recycle as much as you can. Try to buy products that don't have a lot of packaging. I always try to buy local. During the summer, unfortunately, in the winter, I have a hard time doing this, only because of where I live. But during the summer, I always try to support local farmers. I always try to buy my produce, my food locally. And that is so that, it doesn't have to travel too far. Food that travels far, especially from another country. I don't know if you can hear the creek. Yeah, it's flowing nicely. We got a little bit of a thaw here, so the weather's been up and down all winter. Yeah, we got a little bit of a thaw today, and with the sun beating down, the snow is melting, and the creeks are running. They're flowing pretty good. But anyhow, back to what I was saying. If it travels a long distance, especially from another country, that's fossil fuels you're using for that airplane, that ship, the trucks, whatever is hauling that to the market and eventually to your door. So always try to buy locally if you can within 100 miles. And if you can't, try to pick something that's better than something else. In other words, if you are going for oranges, you can't grow oranges in Western New York, can't grow oranges within 100 miles of me. So I look at the packaging and I try to see, is that crow overhead? He's talking to me. Look at the packaging, see if it's from Brazil or if it's from California or if it's from Florida. Buy whichever is closest. Did not have to travel very far. So all these little things, type of toothpaste you buy, read labels. Find out where they're from, what they're made of, what products they use. Is it harming the environment? If you don't know, research. AI makes that super easy these days. Easy to research just about anything. Just ask, some AI chatbot, is this friendly for the environment? So that's another one of my annual resolutions, is trying to do better. I think I do pretty good at being environmentally green, environmentally friendly, but I still can improve. Always striving to be better, and I really encourage everyone else to. I'm going to be getting into more advocacy this year, more letter writing to my congressmen. It does help. Do they listen? Not always. Problem with government, but they, the more letters they get, the more they have to listen. So if everyone starts writing letters, I'm not saying you have to, but just a recommendation of mine. So these are things that I plan on doing, being more environmentally conscious. I also plan on getting out more and actually helping myself by hiking more, getting out in nature more, exploring new places. So those are my two big ones that I do every year. And this is no exception this year. I'm going to try, not a resolution. It's not like, I failed. No, this is just forget it totally. No, that's why I don't do resolutions. Instead, this is a goal. It's like, I really, want to do this. If it doesn't happen, not a big deal, but at least it kind of pushes me. So probably when I get home today, I'm going to sign up for the 52 hike challenge again this year, and it's free. Doesn't cost you a penny, unless you want to pay. They do have awards and stuff that you can buy, but I'm going to do it for free, and I'm going to do that when I get home. So it will encourage me to get out more, get more hiking in this year. I'm probably going to sign up for the winter Western New York hiking challenge when that comes out as well. Force myself to get out more. And I guess my final goal for this year is to make boy, I'm really getting yelled at by the crows here. I hope you can hear that. That's a murder of crows. But I'm hoping, one of my goals is to make the podcast better. I'm always trying to, and I can't do that without you. So one thing that you can do to help me with this goal is spread the word more. Let more people know. The Nature Wander podcast is out there. Listen, it's a lot of fun. Support it. Go to my Ko-Fi page. You can also do what I'm always encouraging everyone to do, is communicate. I'm more of an introvert. I know it's hard to believe, but yes, I like being by myself. Not all the time. I do enjoy getting out and socializing with my friends and my family, and that's one of the highlights of my life. But I also like to commune with nature. I like to be out with nature, hiking with nature. I like to just get out by myself or just with my wife and I, and getting out and just enjoying nature. And so anyhow, I totally got sidetracked there. Communicate with me. Let me know. What do you want? Do you want me to start leading some hikes, public hikes? I don't know how many of my followers are right here in Western New York, but if you want me to start doing some hikes, we can go out on hikes. I'd love to do that. If you want me to do more YouTube videos on how-tos in nature, hikes in nature, I can do more YouTube videos with you. If you have topics you want me to talk about, what you'd like to see more on the website, on social media, help me to improve. I want to hear from you. I want to know what you want from the podcast. So I'm going to wrap things up here because I'm really enjoying just hiking through the woods here and enjoying. Yeah, I know I said I'm on a paved road, but it's a wooded park. There's trees all around me. I can just feel and breathe in all that relaxation, just from these woods here. So I'm going to wrap things up here. I hope you have a great new year. I hope that you get in touch with me and let me know what you want from the podcast. I hope you're going to make the same goal of getting out and hiking more and taking care of nature more. If you want to hike together, maybe that's one of the reasons you don't go out hiking. You don't have someone to hike with and you like hiking with someone. Give me a call. Drop me an DM, sorry. Drop me a DM. Let me know that, hey, I just want some company hiking. I'd be more than happy to go out hiking with you. That encourages me to get out hiking. If you want to do the 52 hike challenge with me, let me know. We'll sign up together. I love the company. I get busy. Yeah, I do substitute teach during the year, so during the school year. But during the summer, I got more time. I can get out and do more. I've got evenings, weekends. I'm not teaching every single day. I got vacation time. So all of these things, we can accomplish together if you really want to. Just let me know. It's all about you. So if you enjoyed listening to the podcast, don't forget to let your friends know. Let's get more people listening. Share the fun you're having. And hopefully we can get a lot of people listening to the podcast. Also, don't forget to check out the show notes. I'll put some links in there about what I was talking about, how to sign up for the Western New York Hiking Challenge, the 52 Hike Challenge. I'll put some of those links in there as well. And there's also ways to support me in the show notes. You can buy one of my nature journals. Great way to keep up with what you're doing in nature. I enjoy journaling, I really do. But not everyone does, might not be for you, but if it is, hey, I got some great guided nature journals. Kind of gives you ideas on, hey, this is a good thing to write down here. Great ones for the kids too. I have nature journals for the kids, those are guided. And I gave one to my grandson. He absolutely loved it. So get out and buy those. You can order them online. You can also go to my merch store. All these ways are to support me and the podcast, keep it going. I'm also in the new year, and I started this before the new year, but in 2025, a portion of all donations to the Nature Wander are going to plant trees. We need more trees, help to fight climate change. So I've found some good, reputable organizations that plant trees for nature, for combating climate change, and every dollar plants a tree. So I encourage you to make donations to me. If you want to do that on your own, I can put the link in the show notes for organization. I'll try to remember that. Sometimes when I get home, it's like, what was I going to put in the show notes? But I'll try to get those in the show notes. If you want to just make a donation for planting trees on your own, that would be awesome. One of the New Year's goals, help the environment more. So anyhow, I'd like to thank you for joining me. Have a great day, and above all, keep exploring the nature around you.
Did you know that plastic is made with oil, a fossil fuel that pollutes the environment? And did you know that only about 15% of all plastic is recycled into new products? Wouldn't it be awesome if we could live our lives without plastic so that we could stop harming the planet? Well, there's a company that wants to help you do just that. Life Without Plastic sells products that will reduce or eliminate your dependence on plastic. They have a large selection from toothbrushes to food storage containers to drinking straws, all plastic free. And it's reasonably priced. So what are you waiting for? Check out all these great plastic-free products and help save the planet. Just click on the link in the show notes to find out more and to start your journey to being plastic-free.